Good evening and welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. Doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results is insanity, or just the New York Yankees. It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York Sports for New York Nuts. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go!
Suck.
It's New York Minute Sports.
Well, there you have it, folks. Welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to visit the New York Nuts merch store. All the T-shirts shown during the show are made in the USA, just like yours truly. And also, become a New York Nut for $1.99 a month. You get double the show for half the dough. The Yankees are falling into an abyss. Injuries all over the place. A manager that is a baboon. And a general manager that has no clue. The 2026 run-it-back Yankees, guess what, guys? They're having the same problems as last year. What a surprise. What a surprise. They still have a primate that should live in a zoo as manager who now has had 5 consecutive losing Boone June swoons. I've said it before on this TV show. If you had an employee of your business where it almost went out of business every June for the last 4 years, it would be on you if you kept hiring that guy. But why does Brian Cashman do it? Because Aaron Baboone is the biggest puppet in baseball. That's why no serious baseball guys will ever take the Yankees job again, because it's a figurehead position. When you're asking for Jorge Posada to be the manager of this team, or a guy like Alex Rodriguez, or a guy like Cora, they are not coming here. It's because of Brian Cashman. Do you notice how the Core Four does not hang around Yankee Stadium like Reggie Jackson used to do and the old-timers used to do? That's because of Brian Cashman and his general managing style. Now the Yankees, dude, they are not the pinnacle in baseball anymore. The Los Angeles Dodgers are. The New York Yankees right now are a glorified version of the 1990 Atlanta Braves, but at least they could play defense. Now, the New York Yankees have injuries all over the place. They are the run-it-back Yankees from last year, and what I told you in January on this channel when I was doing the AL East preview, that I was worried about the Red Sox, the Toronto Blue Jays, and the New York Yankees lacking offensive production this year, because last year it seemed like they wrung out every ounce of potential in the offensive category last year. Guys had career years across the board. And what goes up must come down in baseball, and that's exactly what's happened this year. I don't want to hear the excuses from the New York Yankees anymore. Everybody has injuries. Every team in Major League Baseball has 12 to 15 injuries on their roster. The Yankees have 5 significant injuries. Get over it. The problem is that they have soft players on their hands. And Jorge Posada was saying this during his interview last week when he was in AAA. Military style haircuts, working on defense, working on fundamentals. It's an abject failure by Brian Cashman and Hal Steinbrenner to not have fundamentals taught in AAA. It's all launch angle and exit velocity. The New York Yankees let the Harvard nerds take this franchise over, and that's why I sit on this show, and you'll still hear me complain when the Yankees win, because I know who these guys are. I've been watching baseball for 34 years. I've been to over 380 Yankee games in person. I know what this team's going to do before it does it. I sat here a month ago and told you 35 games ago that this starting rotation is nothing great because nobody can give you more than 5 innings. Then I told you about the bullpen. The bullpen has no pecking order, no rhythm. Bednar was lost. Duvall should be DFA'd after this game today. Jake Bird, Duvall, Volpe, DFA'd. But you know, Brian Cashman's going to keep Anthony Volpe around till 2029. He put him down in AAA for 28 days in the offseason when he came back from injury. That extended his contract to 2029. So Anthony Volpe is the poster child of why the New York Yankees aren't going to win a chip, because Brian Trashman's ego is not his amigo. And Anthony Volpe and Austin Wells are the poster childs for that. Because no baseball guy, Boone, who grew up in a baseball family, would ever play those guys. You had Caballero going well in the beginning of the season. Anthony Volpe comes back from injury. You lie to us once again and tell us that it's Caballero's position, and then all we see is Anthony Volpe at shortstop. The New York Yankees are 13-16 when Volpe plays shortstop this year. They're about 11 games above 500 when Caballero plays it. The proof is in the pudding, and this is the perfect dynamic right now. You have a player like Caballero, and you have a player like Anthony Volpe. Anthony Volpe is the poster child for the new Major League Baseball. Guys who weren't corrected, guys who weren't yelled at, guys who've been coddled. It's all about the story. It's about the branding. It's about the face. It's about everything else other than baseball. Then you got a guy like Caballero who shows up with his lunch pail and his hard hat every single day, does everything asked of him on the diamond, and that guy was not brought up in the Yankees farm system. This is why I'm saying I want the Yankees to package up all their AAA prospects, Jason Dominguez, Spencer Jones, anybody that's not nailed down, that's a positional player, I can't trust coming out of this farm system because the way that they're teaching these guys. Guys like Gene Stick Michaels, Bob Watson, George Steinbrenner going down to AAA and following in on what these guys are doing, those days are gone. Like I said, Hal Steinbrenner was not supposed to run this team. His brother was supposed to run the team. His brother was the baseball guy. His brother passed away. He goes to Brian Cashman, who he's friends with. It's like when your dad owns an auto mechanic shop, passes away, and you don't know how to change oil on a car. You go to the guy that's been running it for the last 20 years and go, hey, you want to run the whole organization? Sure. So Brian Cashman is the sixth Steinbrenner. And this is why his contract extension's coming up. And guess what? He's going to get extended. Pause. If you keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results, it's insanity or either the New York Yankees. Look at what Don Mattingly has done with the Philadelphia Phillies. And I'll even go this far. Last year, during the playoffs and during the regular season with the New York Yankees and the Toronto Blue Jays, the secret sauce was Don Mattingly in that dugout, because any former player that played for the New York Yankees knows exactly what's wrong with the organization. And that's why the veterans treat that place like a goddamn ghost town, because Cashman pissed everybody off. Cashman had to kind of kiss their ass for the first 5 years when they were winning rings. But since the year 2001, Brian Cashman has been responsible for this team. They have one World Series, and it's 2026. So they did it the Yankee way in the 90s. And then in the 2000s, Brian Cashman took over and we got one championship. And that one championship he did get, we went out and we had to buy that. A.J. Burnett, CC Sabathia, Mark Teixeira, the list goes on of guys that we had to get. So the one chip that we do have is not from the farm system guys. Brian Cashman has gotten better at developing starting pitching. Absolutely. I totally agree with that. The Yankees couldn't develop a starting pitcher anymore. But now the Yankees can't develop positional players. The jury's still out on Ben Rice, guys. We saw the secret sauce when Aaron Judge wasn't protecting Ben Rice in the lineup. He came back to earth big time. So I want to say that Robinson Cano and Aaron Judge in my lifetime are the only two positional players that Brian Cashman has developed in his tenure. So I was going to break down the game and shit, like, Weathers. I don't even feel like talking about that dude. It's the same shit. I was at the stadium watching him get bombed last week. It's the same shit today. Then you got to see Jake Bird, and you got to see these clowns, bro. And then you got to see Duvall load the bases. I turned it off in the sixth. I've been listening to it on the radio. I've been watching the TV broadcast on mute for the past month because I can't listen to it. As long as I'm watching it and I'm nauseous, I don't need to hear it too. But the New York Yankees are really down bad. And guess what? They got the Rays and the Dodgers coming up. And if you remember back to 2 years ago when the Yankees played the Dodgers in L.A., and they were fucked for like 2 months after that. Their bullpen, the Dodgers scored a combined 36 runs on the Yankees, ruined their bullpen for about 2 months. That was the start of the June swoon. So I don't know what to say, bro. I'm out. I'm out of things to say. I don't know what the correct path is. Maybe we can start playing baseball again. Maybe we can get a steady lineup. Maybe we can actually have a 7, 8, 9 guy in the bullpen. Maybe we can have everyday players. Maybe when guys show up to the stadium, they don't know what position they're playing and they find out when they get there. Maybe, Paul O'Neill knew that he was the 5 hitter for the next 6 years. Maybe that's what made him so consistent. But the Yankees are consistently bad right now. At least we got the World Cup going on. Team USA takes Belgium tomorrow. Go USA. New York Minute Sports, guys. It's NEWYRK, MIN, anywhere on the internet. You call that smoke wagon. You can find this face. Lucky you. New York Nuts merch. That's the beautiful blue link underneath the video. All the T-shirts shown during the show are made in the USA, just like yours truly. Also, have you become a New York Nut yet? For $1.99 a month, you get double the show for half the dough. Me and Mike from Pudgy Boy Sports going to be doing our Monday baseball show. Also, we're going to be covering NFL wall-to-wall, Giants and Jets, and all NFL, fantasy football, all of it. Then we're going to roll right into basketball season because with the impending strike, guys, we might not have any baseball next year. So New York Minute will be covering just more than the Yankees. And we're going to be covering a lot more sports in year 2 right now. And I want to thank you guys very much for making this possible. Year 2, doing this full-time as a job now, thanks to you guys. And I really appreciate all the support you guys give me in the comments. All the love you guys give me on socials means the world to me. I really appreciate it. And if you can't be good, be bad, baby! Or the Yankees. Good night, Canada. The Yankees have just sucked my soul out of my ears. Pause.
That's your boy.
So
You
have the
said
word.
he was-
Goodbye. That's my boy.